Let's begin. We'll start in a seated position and be connecting to breath. Reach down through sit bones, through tailbone. You're making a bone ground connection like a plug, plugging into the earth. And from that ground bone plugged in connection, inhale and grow the low back away from the sacrum, mid back, away from the low back. Broadening through the ribs, the shoulders, lightening through the neck, feeling the skull just float, swivel, float, glide atop spine bone. With the skull, the top of the skull, we're magnetically attracted to the sky. In a very simple fashion, and in, 10 out. Hopefully 10 is a count by which we're expanding our breath, rhythm, over the next few reps or so, increase it to 12, 12. A 1-to-1 ratio, just increasing. The breath, the sound of Ujjayi may have to grow finer to grow longer. Let your fascination grow, what you encounter in this space of the body. Where is it interesting? Where will you go today? What quality of energy do you bring in and thread through this person, this body? Now increasing one more time, 14, 14. Finish up after this round. Pause here. We'll switch the cross of our legs, half lotus, right over left. As you're switching, just a note on that pranayama. That's a type of a practice you might sit with for 20 or 40 minutes, just working out to 14-14 or 18-18. Feel free to let some of these practices just open up over more time. These are just little introductions and just we're setting the stage. Five minutes of pranayama is great, but something else might show up in 20 or 40 minutes of playing with, having a relationship with our breath. You've right over left. Okay. I accept that. We'll twist to our right. Inhaling. Telescope the ribs away from the hips. So feel that vertical change of space, of dimension. Now exhale, turn to the right, right hand to the ground, left hand to the thigh. And then chin, stay with the sternum. As we turn, we twist. It's not the head we're yanking around, it's the ribs we're moving, breathing. If you haven't already started to bring online the abdominals, now's the time. As you inhale, abdominals soften. As you exhale, they're active, gathering, actively in, bringing type of action. I don't know a better word. It's not overly compressive, but there's a ringing, a sponging. You're getting the fluids, the organs moved, massaged. Every breath has potential to awaken, to move, to massage, to change the energy. Every single cell. Play as if. Inhaling as we unwind. Straighten out your bottom leg, your left leg. Strap may be necessary to reconnect the right hand behind your back, either your half lotus foot or whatever your setup is here. Right hand behind the back, forward fold, inhale. Softening the abdomen, expanding the ribs, reaching up through the left arm, and further lengthen through the trunk. Exhale. Lengthen the ribs forward. Go for length. Feel the dimension of body moving toward the horizon. Foot. Maybe we grab it. Maybe it's just there. Really a goal necessarily. Not just grabbing the foot and just hunkering down. Keep lengthening. Keep expanding breath. So you inhale into the chest bones. Feel breath nudging right chest toward the horizon. Exhaling, use those low belly muscles to start to get into the back tissue. Inhale, come upright. We're going to do a little switch here. So take the strap off of the foot or the thigh on the left side of your body. Transfer it to the right side of your body. Loop your right shin. Now left hand go behind. Left hand grab thigh or grab strap. A little bit more of an angled or a spiraling hold. You exhale, reach with your elbow, reach with your hand. Grab the outer edge of either your foot or your leg, and now turn the chest to the horizon. Chest might face the ground, but gradually, letting the chest turn to the horizon. Relax the right ear down. Glide this left shoulder away from the jaw. Inhaling into and through the left side of your neck. Lean straps, shoulder bones. And just getting steady for a moment. You can feel breath's influence. We spend our 3 or 4 breaths wiggling, trying to create some better or perfect seeming position. We might lose track of the real gift here, which is the breath interaction through the body. Just grab something. It might not be perfect, but if you're not in pain, just grab it. Settle in, focusing on the breath. How does that breath show up in the body? We're reading that through sensory means. Feeling, sensing. The area of the body feel opaque, reachable, not reachable, permeable, bright. Leaky, all sorts of. And a release. And inhale, come upright. We'll switch sides. We'll go left over right now. Half lotus. We'll twist to our left. And exhale. Come on in. Release. Inhale and wind from the twist. We'll straighten the bottom leg, the right leg. Use the loop to connect the left foot. Sometimes you have to loop the thigh. Do the left hand behind the back. That's my left hand. Forward fold. Inhaling, telescope ribs. So is there an actual motion, a movement? You feel the ribs and the hips moving apart. Did you catch that? You can take another breath, check, feel. They're really like blow-by cues, like something shift. Is breath contributing to that motion? And exhale, lengthen heart to horizon. Hold. Part of feeling the body with the breath as a sensory instrument is about taking our cues in a sensory way, receiving the information, letting it enter into our schema. I'm not feeling with the breath. Often I'm just kind of moving based off of prior learned. I'm going off of memory. I'm going off of what has already been. Release, we'll come upright. We're going to switch the hands and the loops. You'll take the loop off of the right side of the body. Switch it over to the left side of the body. It's probably looping your shin or something. Now the right hand goes behind back, connecting to the loop or the shin. Inhaling. Feel. The ribs telescope. Do they expand? Do they move? Do I know? We can get really honest, like, I don't care. I don't know. I don't think so. Who knows? Yes, they do. And then exhale, reach with the elbow, reach with the hand, grab the outer edge of the right foot. Get really clear on from where our information is originating. Because if we're not sure, there's a good chance taking our information from past experiences, previously learned stuff, dreams we had 2 days ago. Taking our information from the cells in this moment, moment to moment, updating the system. This is what occurs right now. This is what is able to be sensed right now. It's a beautiful intervention to historical thinking, futurizing. Gets us planted in what is true right now. Release, will unwind, unprop. And when we lie back, have a roll or a block nearby. Actually have them. Let's start with the block. Pick up a little bit from what we're playing with yesterday. So with my right forearm, I'm going to trap the block against my left thigh. So as I'm connecting my right arm limb to my left leg limb. Use the block. But Gwen, I don't need a block. Use the block. It keeps the shoulder from shrugging up and being overly compressed across the body. I use the block, my shoulder blade, stay a little bit more on the ground. Neck can stay lengthier. Press without compressing the shoulder joint. And the right knee bent, right foot on ground. Inhaling into low belly, low back. Now compress the block with your forearm. Get a good squeeze, that should register abdominally. And now exhale, pick the right foot up, stretch it straight up to the sky, vertically, straight up. Ooh, low belly down. Curl the tailbone up. Inhale. Keep the leg up. Breathe into the back. Abdominals. Pause. Make pressure. Forearm, push block. Left leg, pull into the block. Now exhale. Straighten that right leg to the sky. In fact, let's flex the foot. Toes to belly. Heel, reach high, get right into the back of the leg. Pull low belly down. Inhale, soften the efforts a little bit. The top of your inhalation, make pressure. Forearm, push block. Left thigh, pull into the block. Exhale, drive, lift the heel, the right heel to the sky. Neck stays relaxed. The head, the neck, they're just lying on the ground, very relaxed. Very relaxed. Pull low belly down. Inhale, ease up the pressures a little. Pressure, forearm, block, leg, block. Exhale, reach through the right heel, straightening the leg. Pull low belly in and down. Linger with it, stay with it. Okay, release, let's switch sides. So you might be getting a good little hip flexor work. Yes, you need strong hip flexors. Really, really good. Left forearm connects through the block to the right thigh. Inhale into low belly and low back. And exhale, pick up that left foot, raise it to the sky. Curling the tailbone. Pull low belly down, stay with it, don't run away from it. Inhale. Pressure, forearm, block, thigh, block. Exhale. Straighten and reach the left leg, straight up vertically with the forearm pressure. Pull low belly in and down. Stay with that move. Keep pulling. Sometimes you can move and feel a lot more when we just stay with it, linger with it. Inhale. Forearm pressure. Just the left arm, just the left arm. Exhale. Reach up through the heel. The left heel, flexing the foot. Pull low belly down, curling the tailbone. And again, inhale. You're doing. Forearm pressure. Pull the leg into the block also. Pull in, hip flexor. Exhale, straighten, reach that left leg. Curling the tailbone, pressuring with the forearm, pulling with the thigh. Pull low belly in, linger with it, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Keep pulling, keep. Release. Set the block off to the side. Change for your roll. We'll put the roll between legs. Interlace hands behind head. Inhale into low back, right where the sacrum meets the ground, right there, that juncture, low back, sacral juncture. You can touch that to the ground, you're starting to find some low abdominals. Squeeze the thing, curl tailbone, and now exhale, float the head, the shoulder blades off the ground. Squeezing the thing, reach up through the inner legs with the intent of straightening the legs or reorganizing the tissue around the knees and the legs. Pull low belly down. Soften the belly a little bit. Inhale, head to ground. Squeeze the object. Maintain the squeeze. So get steady in the squeeze, curl tailbone. Exhale, float the head and the shoulder blades up. Maintain the efforts. Part of that maintaining the effort as you straighten, as you reach through the legs, is starting to reorganize the tissue, the way it pools, the way it's formed and forming. Pull low belly down. All right, as you inhale, this is the rest moment. Let's keep going. We'll do 5 more. You can do those your own pace. We'll take 5 breaths with you, so we'll be similarly paced. There's very good occasion to be soft, to be flowing, to be as light in effort as possible, and there's times to be very vibrant, strong, and enduring in our efforts. This happens to be one of those for the legs. You feel little pulls behind the knees, around the hamstrings, or where have you, or the Achilles. This gradual, strong, straightening, pressing of the legs, starting to get into the tissue in the back of the body. This is so important. The back of the legs is not discontinuous from the spinal tissue. Part of freeing up the backs of the legs in this way allows us to free up the tissue around the spine and the nerves. From this viewpoint, it's not a far leap to make to understand how freeing up and opening up to the backs of the knees and the legs helps nerve conduct their messaging in the back of the spine. For better spine nerve communication, go into these legs. That, straddle lifting through. Separate the legs minus the prop. Inhale, the head and shoulder blades off the ground. And exhale, curling the tailbone, reach through the legs. So reach is to reorganize the tissues, to work, enact the muscles strongly. Play with those little tight areas. It's the inner knee, the groin, around the femoral artery. Oh my gosh, what an important place. Pull low belly down. We're going to keep going. Inhale. Into the sacrum and the low back. Exhale. Reach powerfully. Spread the foot bones. Maintain that reach, enduring reach as you pull the belly down. Linger with it. Stay with it. Start to clear out the herky-jerkies. All right, let's keep going. We'll do about 6 more. Take your time. Right? We're not just counting the reps. Think of it more as like counting the moments that the tissues are moving, spreading, changing, morphing. If I just kind of jab my feet out there for a nanosecond, that's not nothing, but it's pretty close. It's not nothing. But if I can enduringly reach, kind of stay with the tension, the moment, the excitement, and continue to reach and stay with the excitement and let it morph and let it start to shift and stay with the reach. I think we get different outcomes, different feeling outcomes. It doesn't mean strain, it doesn't mean injure. stay with the body. Usually the hip area, the groin area, the knee area for many of us. It's being willing to stay with those snuggly spots and just massage and stay with the snuggly spots. Now to put this into a larger temporal context. Time. When I pull raw tissues apart, consider that there's time. It takes time, hours, days, for more cells to populate in, to become part of that new structure. So it's not just we're pulling an inert material and then it's pulled inert material. The pooling is signal for more cells to develop and become structure in that place. The pooling itself is a signal that needs time and tension. Let's set up for bridge. Block can be helpful. Through the feet about hip width apart. Shifting the tailbone toward the sky. You have the low back lengthens. It pulls the sacrum away from the low back and then up. We ascend with a lengthened spine. So now we use our breath to continue to expand on these properties of lengthening, uncompressing. We just spent a moment to kind of work with the legs and stretch the tissues and spread the material in the back of the leg. Let's go into the spine area now. Your tailbone, your buttock muscles are behaving to shift the sacrum away from the spine. With a breath, an inhale, grow the low back away from the spine. Just feel what you feel. Something move. Is there more space or spread or stretch, restriction, distance? Now focusing a little higher as you inhale into the mid-back, feel for growing the mid-spine away from the low spine. Did you feel that? Breath go there. Did the spine bones shift a little bit? Let's go a little bit further up the spine, focusing into the upper back. As you inhale, can the upper back bones shift and lift away from the mid-back bones? All the way up to the chest and collarbones. Something moved. Did something shift? Something kind of cool going on here, which is we're giving the back of the body, the nerve side of the body, a lot of space, potentially. We've hardly done but one fold. Many, many moments ago. Notice how much space we can start to gift these nerves moving in and coming out of the spine. Haven't torched the back by doing any super intensive folds. All right, so block and play if needed, whenever needed. Inhale, take the right knee to the chest, and exhale, taking that right leg skyward. just like we were playing with our abdominals. Go to that wonderfully sparkling moment as you're reaching the leg. There may be a little bit of tension there. There might be. A little tug, a little okay amount of stretch or pull. Can we just kind of linger on that exciting moment? And breathing, introducing breath into that feeling moment. Keep the pull steady. We're here for 3, 4 breaths. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Just giving you time to kind of be right on that sweet spot. Introducing breath right into that sweet spot. Excitement, tension. Bending the right knee, inhale. Cross that right ankle over the left thigh. Foot flex. Now soft, soft, soft exhale out. Reach through that right thigh bone, through the kneecap. It isn't about pulling as much as you can. It's about just the intentionality necessary to feel something opens. How do we offer the intention to open so that it registers in the body? Oh, openness. Shift. Ooh, something changed. Tension isn't a bad thing. Let's set that right foot down to the goes left side. Inhale, left knee to chest. Go with the breath. And with the exhale, reach, press that left leg and foot towards sky. Pressing, perhaps a straightening, perhaps a lifting. There you go. Yes. That brightens up that whole leg. Perhaps that even encourages a deeper connection to breath. That'd be wonderful. We'll take it. Feel how that left thigh grows lighter around that pelvis. And bending knee. Crossing that left ankle over the right thigh. Exploring the hip. Letting that ankle just kind of tacky set on that thigh. Foot flexed. Inhale into left hip, left side hip. Get really steady right foot. Right foot is not the time to like weeble wobble, just like plant. Get really steady right hip. Then exhale, allow the left hip to outreach. And is there a perceived sense of openness? Now, just my findings. I can often feel an openness in one side when there's a steadiness in the other side pelvis. And to rely on each other and need each other. Right foot, right inner foot, pressed to the ground, right inner leg involved. Your right knee's kind of swaying to the right. Wrangle it in. Use all those inner leg muscles. That's why we did that roll work. There you go. Set that left foot down to the ground. Inhale, feet active. Press away from that block. Sweep it out. Exhale, lower the upper spine to the ground, the mid spine to the ground, low spine to the ground. All right, spine, your time. Let's turn to a side. And we'll step into warrior 2. Let's go left foot forward. We'll take the left elbow in front of the shoulder for unlocking. Shoulders, spread the heel of the palm. Inhale into upper back. And exhale, glide that left shoulder down, shoulder blade down, send the elbow forward, and you may have to just place this with precision so the chest muscle get coordinated into this. Right palm, left inner elbow. Inhale. Now exhale, move that left arm into the palm. There's that embracing, hugging in. Chest muscles turn on. As you reach the elbow forward, that serratus, we got to play yesterday. We did a lot. Serratus and shoulder blade stuff. It was kind of fun. Getting all that tuned up again. Once more, inhaling into the serratus, the side of the ribs, armpit, upper back, shoulder blade. Exhale, reaching with the elbow so the shoulder blade moves around. Freeing up the neck. Gonna relax that down. Right. Bring the right elbow up, shoulder height. Inhale. The heel of the palm. Exhale, the shoulder down, the blade down. Send that elbow forward. And there's a little play between the ribs and the arm. They have to play together for these chest muscles to work on. Left palm to elbow. Inhale. Now, you exhale at this palm and elbow interplay. Translate as pec, the hugging, the embracing muscles. The rib cage and that right arm limb, they got to play together. I don't know exactly what that angle is, or every arm limb, every chest is a little different. It's amazing how genetically different each pec is. Inhale, once more. And exhale, shoulder down, blade down, palm, elbow, elbow, palm, kind of closing the door, bringing the ribs and the arm toward each other asymmetrically. So big hug without the arm moving. And release. All right, inhale, relax the arms, straighten the left leg. We're going to make a simple switch over to the other side, just out of one side and into the other. So we'll turn the right foot forward, or whatever that direction is. Straighten the left leg. Both arms up. Inhale. And exhale, glide the shoulders down, the blades down, reach. As you reach with the elbows, the shoulder blades come around. Feel if that's true. Feel what happens in your body. Inhaling again into the width of the upper back and chest. And as you exhale, the shoulders down, the shoulder blades down. Now get both of those pecs to gather on, like both arms, embracing without crossing. Embracing, embracing. Let's give this a few more breaths. The pecs are on. It's a big embrace, big inhale. Exhale the shoulders down, the blades down, reach with the elbows, but with the pecs. It's a reach with those embracing pec muscles. Spreading that upper back. The serratus turns on. You may have found how that shoulder blade starts to weave into those obliques. Shift that tailbone down. Let that, all this unlocking the shoulder be part of this kind of weaving the top of the body to the lower part of the body. This pertains to our abdominal. They work together. Release. Let the arms relax. Straighten the right leg. Heel toe the feet together. Now let's do some dolphin. We'll set the elbows under shoulders, forearms out in parallel. Same moves. Move the shoulders broadly downward away from the neck. And on your exhale, press the knees off the ground. Now, as we're kind of playing through this backside, I'm just kind of announcing some landmarks and some anatomy. Other area that's worthy of considering is the neck, the base of the skull area. So dolphin is one of these places where now the entire backside of the body gets to almost kind of drape over this frame, so to speak. As the heels reach for the ground, the Achilles and the back of the knee and the inner legs get lively with that activity. The sit bones lengthen back, the low back lifts away from the mid back, upper back. The whole, well, in my eyes, the whole reason we do that on that shoulder move, that wrapping the shoulder move, is so we're not flaring our low ribs. So in these next 3 exhalations, use those low belly muscles. Feel how it knits and gathers down those low ribs toward the navel. If this changes the shape of your ribs and thus the feeling in your shoulders, congratulations. What a great move for your shoulder. Low belly muscles knit, gather. Feel the low ribs getting drawn down. And release. Set the knees down. Inhale, hands under shoulders. Exhale, downward dog. Not just posting up using our arm strength. Remember our arms. Lots of tissue, tension. Lots of potential for reorganizing. As long as you don't have elbow injuries, like bursitis or bone growths or whatever goes on in elbows. Straighten the elbows. Not lock, straighten. And play with those triceps. Open up that elbow crease. Press the ground as if you're pushing the earth away from your head. Now use the heels, sink to the ground. Use those groin, those butt muscles. Move those sit bones back. of that backside set of things that we do for our spine, our tissues in the back. Now, here's this downward dog. What an incredible move. Create lightness and space in through the discs, joints, those nerve pathways. Use those low belly muscles, gathering to pull those ribs down in front. They move down toward the lower abdomen. And in so doing, the ribs get drawn down around the armpit. Can you feel for that? Like if that's true. Maybe to you, there's no connection yet between the abdomen breathing and the low ribs. You don't feel that quite. Warrior 1, inhale, left foot forward. I'm going to scoop up our strap if you need it. Archer, there is a coming. We'll go right elbow up, left elbow down. Deep stance. So I get right on the brink of that stance. It's not just a shoulder move, it's a whole body move. I deepen into that stance, kind of wriggle that right foot back, straighten the right leg. Again, barring injuries, ankles, knees, but press, straightening through those. Might be tugging on some of those same tissues we were in the abdominal, the back of the knee, or the inner groin, around the Achilles, common places. Press, reach through that outer edge of the heel, that outer edge of the foot, the ball mount, press, straightening, all that quad and hip. Inhale, grow the mid-spine away from the low spine. The upper back away from the mid-back. As you exhale, softly lift up through the right elbow. Take those upper ribs up. Elbow help you. Up. Way up there. The tippy top of the rib cage. Now, stay with the breath. We're going to take one deeper than usual breath. Doesn't mean forceful. Deep, stretching that breath in. Exhaling, easing those ribs down and front, lengthening through the back. Release, let the hands go, the strap go, twisting warrior. You exhale, take that right elbow across the thigh, right hand make a fist, left palm touch the fist, keep the hands in touch, play just for a moment as if the elbows drifting apart. Right elbow searching for the ground, the left elbow searching for the sky. Those upper ribs, play with the breath there. Does breath reach there? Does it influence there? Get discerning. It's not just, can my brain move those muscles? That's not the same. Might not be the same. I wiggle my body where can I skillfully bring breath to this area, and can I sense from this place? Broadening through the collarbones on twist. Inhale, unwind. Set the hands under shoulders. And when we exhale, we'll step that left foot back. Gather up the ankles, gather up the inner legs. The legs aren't wobbly, inert nothings back there. Vibrant lines of energy reaching back as you lower. And then putting the tops of the feet on the ground. Inhale, push down through the tops of the feet. The palms. Move the chest toward the horizon, toward the sky. Exhale, downward dog. Use those low belly muscles. As you exhale, the belly gathers, the ribs gather down, and we get right into that armpit and breast tissue. Let's give it 3 breaths in downward dog so you can explore this move. Exhale with the low belly. Feeling for the musculature that connects the lower ribs. And moves those ribs toward the navel. This is exhale. As a result of the ribs unflaring and moving down, feel what happens in the mid-back and the upper chest. If I'm flaring the ribs, almost none of this is really occurring or becomes less trackable. This is an unflaring dynamic. I'm unflaring my ribs so that I can actually get into the sternum and the chest and the armpit, this incredibly important lymphatic area. I'm just kind of soft on my arms and shoulders and kind of swaying around, just using my arm strength. I may not get quite in there the same. Right, warrior 1. Inhale the right foot forward. If you're using the straps, scoop it up left hand, pass it down to the right. Deep stance. Deep stances, please. This is a whole body, almost back bend. My mind, this archer is just 2 door knocks away from wheel pose. I don't mean that in the bend backward way. I mean that in the whole front of the body is on excitement. The front of the pelvis, face it forward. I've got it cocked off to the left. I'm bleeding off that really sweet tension. His message. So I have to have those left toes pitched in a little bit. And the pelvis basically facing forward. And as I reach back through that left heel, that whole inner leg starts to sing. And as I deepen into the stance, even more so. Get right onto that edge and we'll just linger there. It'll be okay. And then inhaling, the abdomen grows, the ribs lift away from that left thigh. The mid-back telescopes away from the low back. We're almost to the arms. Inhaling, grow that upper spine, up, up, and up. Using your archer elbow to just softly lift up to encourage those last handful of ribs to articulate up, up, and up. Keep pressing back to the leg. The leg is a part of this pose, I promise. And release the strap, the hands down, twisting warrior. Exhale, reaching that left elbow across the right thigh. Stretch, I know we're right up on our time. Left hand make fist, palm contact fist. And play as if the elbows are drifting apart. Left elbow to ground, right elbow to sky. The blades drift apart. How those serratus and all those wrapping around muscles, those obliques, those diagonal muscles, they shimmer on. Why do we need that, want that? They help structurally connect and make integrous the upper torso and the lower torso. Like a structural keystone, a structural linchpin. So all that shoulder blade stuff, it's not for naught. The unflaring of the ribs, it's not for nothing. Get right into that solar plexus, front and back. And there's linkage, there's talk. Upper body to lower body. Inhaling, unwind from twist, hands under shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga by stepping back. Legs vibrantly reach back. Don't forget about them back there. Inhale, upward dog. Tops of feet press. Ooh, the heart away from the navel. Lengthening through the front side of the body. Exhale, downward dog. Use those low belly muscles to gather to unflare the front ribs and getting into the armpit and breast tissue. Let's give ourselves 3 final breaths in downward dog. Man, there's so much we can get into this pose. The belly muscles as we exhale. Unflaring the ribs. Elongating, tractioning the spine and rib joints. Stretching out through the arms, getting into those armpits, lymph areas. And softly set the knees down, have a seat. Really basic stuff, but if we played with it, I think we played we got a lot of sand everywhere in the sandbox, so that's good. Lie back, Shavasana. Those tensional plays in the body, cueing us around that type of play. That mechanical tension is part of the body's language. That mechanical tension communicates how cells ought to behave. Should they replicate? Should they start to die off? Should they function a different way? Should they share resources? Should they give up resources? That tension is such an amazing and important communicator. These beautiful aspects of yoga, its postures, is that it's a go everywhere exploration. Really explore the library of posturing. How deeply we can touch in and explore the body. kind of a self-exposure. Self-exposure and that willingness to see, that's courage work. When you're ready, bend knees, turn to side, press up.